Hi, travelers. Tara here, Hidden Lotus Tarot. Today is October 26th, 2016, and I'm coming to you with a general reading for the sign Sun, Moon, Rising, Aquarius. This is for the month of November, so this is a general reading for November 2016 for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Now, being that this is a general reading, the messages will not resonate with everyone, in which case I ask that you please check back to your moon and rising sign as it is posted. In order to gain any clarity on your specific situation requires a personal reading. The way that works is I take your information, your birth date, I meditate on the cards, what your situation is about, and can lay the cards, tune into your specific energy around your situation, and give you a little bit more clarity on it. Now, I've done some pre-shuffling, and the first card that jumped out was the Seven of Swords. And interestingly enough, this card represents the moon in Aquarius. Well, the moon is not comfortable in Aquarius. The moon is all about emotions and our home life, uh, our nest, those things that make us feel comfortable and warm. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. I think it is. Yeah, it is. And Uranus brings about a sudden energy. Um, Aquarius is it's an air sign. It is all about thoughts and thinking, very future oriented thinking. This sign is, and the Seven of Swords to me, just laying like it is. What I'm picking up is that it is someone who's moving forward with some ideas that they have, but they're not being forthcoming about something else, perhaps that they're hiding or they're keeping secret. Because the swords represent communications, thoughts, perceptions, and ideas, and we're speaking about the moon in Aquarius, this is someone going forward with their ideas surrounding the way they feel, or either they don't feel. They're not forthcoming in the information that they are presenting or showing or saying. We have the person walking forward in one direction and looking back over his shoulder at these two communicative ideas that he's leaving behind. Now, the traditional meaning of this card does represent lies, deceit, deception. It could even be stalking, somebody stalking you online, you stalking somebody online. It just depends. But also, there is that 13th century interpretation of a home move. I never get that with that card, but that I throw that out because that is an interpretation, and I have to say it's a valid interpretation because it came from so far away. So obviously someone back then who was reading tarot cards noticed this connection, that sometimes that's how that card will present itself. Most tarot card readers will only stick to it to say that it is, cheating and deception and lies. I like to give as many interpretations as I possibly can. Why? Because there's many Aquarius people in the world, and not one card is going to speak to the same situation for everybody. So I will be continuing the open readings through November. This is just a weird energy. I just finished 3 other zodiac signs, and the thing that is emerging is that there is a reset in relationships that's trying to come about. And this is relationships across all fronts. This is really the Jupiter in Libra energy that we're dealing with. And Jupiter brings about luck, changes, expansion, and growth, abundance. Libra is all about relationships, your personal relationships, your friendships, your relationships you have with your family, with your work colleagues, with yourself, your romantic relationships. So there's a definite reset that's going on. And the theme that has been emerging quite clearly and strongly in my card readings that I've done thus far, I can't speak for any other tarot card reader, is that all relationships are now up for review. Okay. and that indeed things will be changing. It's a reset. Libra also is represented by the scales. So in other words, it's a cosmic reset. It's a new balance trying to come into play. So even though Libra sits on the 7th house, it is known as the house of marriage, but it is also known as the house of open enemies. So this could be a situation where things become so untenable that you end up fighting in public. Then everybody knows your secrets and your dirty, you're seeing your dirty laundry. We'll see how this card plays out. Now, this is for Aquarius, and Aquarius and Libra are air signs. So typically, depending on when and how the aspects fall, you can tend to pull in some of this energy of Jupiter, and then there may be some opposing effects of it. So let's see. 7 of Wands. I want to make sure I got the that's from the last reading. I have 2 7s here. And one interpretation of the 2 7s is instability or insecurities in a relationship may cause insecurities in the relationship will cause instability. Thoughts versus desires. Maybe this is someone saying one thing and doing another. Mixed messages. But it also warns of false friends. Remember, I was just telling you it's a reset on relationships. 9 of Cups. Now that's an odd line. The Devil. The 9 of Wands. The World card. Saturn transits. Capricorn, it's ruled by Saturn. The World card is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the Lord of Karma, the Father of Time. And what I'm looking at, just this line alone, and I have 2 9s, so it's 2 7s and 2 9s. 9s are the cards of extreme isolation. Okay. Death. The 8 of Wands. Wow. And the 8 of Coins. Well, I'm sick. This card has been coming up, and I'm getting real tired of it. Now, 2 8s speak to news that will affect the relationship. What do I have? 2 7s, 2 8s, and 2 9s with 1 10. Now, keep in mind that in the numerology of the tarot, we add the 2 numbers together. So we have the 10, the 1, and the 0 makes a 1. So this energy will be changing from this 10 of Swords to an Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is truth, communication, realization, self-actualization. It is about having the ability to cut through the bullshit and see a truth of a situation. It is about looking at something in a brand new way, okay? It can definitely speak to some news coming that will alert you to what the truth of the situation is. And this is funny, 7, 9, and 8, right down the center, and it's all wands. Now, the wands represent your ambition, your desire, your willpower, your fighting spirit, okay? Yet at the same time, it can be about work. And I'm not exactly sure what this spread is telling me. I have 1, 2, 3 major arcana: the Devil, the World, and Death. This 9 of Cups makes absolutely no sense to me with these 2 cards. Maybe what the cards are trying to tell me, just the imagery alone, the 2 7s, this is really perhaps someone keeping some things to themselves, deciding that they're going to stand up and persevere through whatever trials and tribulations that they're having. Now, the 7s always speak to an internal conflict. The reason why they're doing this is because there's something that they want, that they hold very true to their hearts. It's a cup. But now the devil comes in. The devil is about restrictions, limitations, self-defeat, negative self-talk, um, addictions, fears, the dark side, control issues. Um, and someone saying, or feeling that, okay, well, enough's enough. I've been through this before. And see, the world comes in to try to free you, okay? And what you get is, it's like you're in, there's some type of spiritual protection in this, but yet at the same time, this is kind of being stuck, suspended in time and space. Because somebody's like ready to continue fighting, or at least they're waiting for the fight to come. They're waiting for whatever this devil represents to resurface. They got one more thing they got to do before they can. But what is occurring is a change is trying to come about, because the world cycle, the world card says you're at the end of this cycle here. This is a new karmic cycle. And I have, the devil and death. And so it's like, while you're perhaps waiting, you got your guard up. This card can sometimes be also about already deciding that you know how a situation's going to end, okay? And in doing that, you limit your options. You limit this ability to free yourself from whatever the situation is that you find yourself in or that concerns you. And so the warning is to not make that decision, because you really don't know how it's going to turn out. Know that you are, in a sense, spiritually protected. Nevertheless, there is a definite change here. This is the end of one thing. And if you're not sure about it yet, Des says don't bother, because I'm fixing to show you something. And as you can see, after the death card, we get this immediate movement. News coming in, movement, travel, open expanse, open communication. This is Mercury in Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is a very, very freedom-loving sign. It rules people at a distance, foreigners. It rules higher education. It is known as the guru sign. You see, Saturn, and these are heavy Saturnian energies here. I have two Saturn cards sandwiched in between, and this represents the moon in Sagittarius, okay? Again, it's kind of like, I know better. But Saturn comes in. He's the father of time. He's also the lord of karma. And Death says no matter what your karma is, you just can't escape it, okay? In one respect, you can, but you can't escape the changes of the karma that you have accrued, okay? That's what I mean. Whatever karma you have accrued, it will bring about, at some point, you're going to have to pay the piper. And in paying the piper, this is going to bring about a change for you. Now, Saturn comes in to say to you, you need to shore some shit up. You need to get your act together. You need to take a hard look at why it is you feel limited, or why you're feeling limited. And I always say, when I see this card, if you feel you're in a situation that you can't get out of, if they ain't got you chained up in the basement, you can get out, okay? And what this tells me is, it kind of speaks like someone who's continuously being either lied to or telling lies. It's been a deception perpetrated here. And it has been something designed to first of all, done out of the fear, okay? See, sometimes people will treat you a certain way or talk to you a certain way, and they do it because they themselves don't have any personal power. Remember I said insecurity, creating problems in the relationship. And these two cards with this is the person got their wish. They've been able to perpetrate and get what they want by lying and being deceiving. Okay, they're getting their wish out of that. But know that they've been doing it and they've been coming from the dark side of themselves. So in other words, they've been trying to keep you down because they had no personal power, but yet they've been able to manipulate and manufacture and create, lie, steal, deceive, and they've been able to get what they want that way. But guess what? That shit is coming to an end. And so if you've been stuck in that situation like that, do know that it is coming to an end. Even if you trying to hang on and say, well, maybe if the person just changes, I'm going to give them one more chance. One more chance. And, you're praying, God's going to get me through this. Well, God says, that's really enough of that now. Okay? Because sometimes the Nine of Cups can be all about thinking that you don't need anything else, or acting as though you got everything that you want. Well, obviously you don't. These cards would not have shown up if you did. So Saturn comes in to say, okay, well, I'm fixing to throw some tests your way, and I'm trying to test to see what it is that you really desire and what you really want. And so what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to build up, shore up those things that are weak. And once you can do that, I'm going to reward you. This is the card of mastery. This is the apprentice. This is somebody who's focused on what it is they have to do. They're concentrated. And the truth is, they don't even mind that they've got to do this. Okay? Because they know ultimately, it's going to get them where they want to go. But now this energy of the 10 of swords, this is what is strange. And it's almost kind of like, in one respect, you wish for something and now you find out it's not what you want. There's something not quite right about it, but you got to work through it. Now, this is an odd combination of cards for me. And the truth is, I never like to see the devil come out, particularly with cards like the 7 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. These two cards are about conflict here. This is like after the fight is all over. Okay, but somebody's still wanting to either waiting for the other shoe to drop. Man, I got to fight some more. I got one more I got to go back in there one more time and whoop some ass. Let me go to the Sibyllus, because there's something that's going to come up that's going to change this. But then it's like hitting rock bottom. The thing is that there are only 3 major arcana cards here. So in other words, it's more weighted towards the pip cards. So this is definitely, it has to do with a lesson that you need to learn for your spiritual growth to move you to the next level. But there's a lot of mundane things going on around here. And I think what stands out to me the most is the energy of this 8 of Wands. This is not a tower situation. That card's been showing up a lot too. And I do think we've got Mars, Neptune, Saturn, and Pluto, and Uranus. We've got some, we've been having a lot of planetary transits going on. And that's been, I think, kind of throwing up some upheaval here. For some of you, this could be about work. You find out that you've been in a position for a long, long time. Maybe you want to, you got your sights set on a promotion. You've been working hard for it. And then bam, you know, it kind of falls through for you. But nevertheless, whatever this death card represents, it is a change, and it's saying that now the slate is clean. See, these are the three: this card, the devil, the world, the death, and to me, the wheel of fortune. Those are the four big major karma cards to me. You could throw judgment in there. But these, with the wheel of fortune, those are the big karma cards for me. Judgment to me is about karma, but it's simply letting you know the announcement coming is that, you know, you're about to have to face up to what your karma is. Okay. I'm going to be sending you some signs, some synchronicities. The announcement is coming. Your karmic cycle is on its way. Okay. And so whatever you've been accruing through this cycle, you know, you're either gonna be able to step through it, or you're gonna have to pay the piper. So and don't make any mistake. If someone's been doing this to you, know that they could not do that to you without your full cooperation. Okay? It's about choices. That's what karma is about. It's about your choices. That's how you accrue your karma. It is accrued through the choices that you make. And so if someone's been constantly lying to you and berating you, just know that they weren't able to do that without you allowing them to. So whatever that's going on, you're going to have to pay the piper for your own karma as well. Why? Because you made the choice against what your true nature is, your divine nature, of being treated rightly and fairly. You chose to allow someone to come in and treat you like crap. So this is about paying the piper. Who am I reading for? Aquarius. Let's take a look. You know, because the oddest card out is this Nine of Cups. And that's the one I want to look at. Don't think that this is a negative spread. It's not a negative spread. It just has a lot of heavy energy in it. And maybe this is why we have these wands down the center, because it's been something that you've been constantly fighting, constantly being on guard against. But now the energy of the Eight of Wands is come to set you free. Okay? And maybe before you can actually get that freedom, there's a little bit more work to do. And this is about perfecting yourself. Okay? That's what that's about. Because this line here, this is the future vertical column. And it, you know, whatever you desire, this card usually shows up to say whatever you've hoped for, okay, you can get that. Okay? Right now, there's kind of like a pause on it for some of you. Okay? But it's an ending, no matter how you look at it. But it's not going to come about yet because there's more work to be done. And whatever you're working on, do know that you're going to feel like this at the end, okay? But at the same token, these are swords and these are thoughts and perceptions. This is a very difficult energy to come out of. I know, I've experienced it myself. But as I always say, if you don't like your circumstances, you simply change them. Change the way you think about them. You know? And if you can change your thoughts, you can create a different reality for yourself. So I want to look at this Nine of Cups here. Wow. I'm going to have to get drunk. These cards been working me. What the hell? Okay, look at. The three cards are the casa, the house, the home. All right. The l'amante, female, whomever will take the role of the female in the relationship. But then I have this il nemico. This is somebody thwarting someone else. Okay, this is someone, he also presents this Il Nemico, he presents in the future as if the cards are saying, um, there's someone that may be coming that won't have your best interest at heart. Now, falling on this Nine of Cups, I don't know anybody who would wish for an amigo to come into their home. I don't know. That just doesn't make any sense to me. So, um, let me, I'm going to pull a Hermetic Tarot card on these three Sibyllus to see if maybe it can give me a little bit more clarity, because that just absolutely makes no sense. And maybe this is talking about, remember I said it might be that you might be moving. This also speaks to travel here, the World card and the Eight of Wands. And this could be perhaps a warning, so to speak, that maybe you might meet somebody who may say all the right things while you're traveling, but know that their character is not what it appears to be. You see, there's a 10th cup behind that veil. And that red hat speaks to clarity of thought, okay? Receptivity to clear thinking. So there's something hidden behind this 10th, behind that veil. There's a 10th cup. This is only a 9. And maybe, it's sort of like, I don't even know. I'm going to have to start drinking. These cards been working me to death today. Holy moly. I'm going to pull one Hermetic Tarot on these three Sibyllus to see if it can give me some further indication. It is the Hanged Man. Now, this card represents Jupiter and Pisces. Now, Pisces is the sign that has that streak of wanting to help everybody. That very, very soft side. The three-legged, one-eyed dog. Okay, well, guess what? Neptune rules Pisces, and this is the Hanged Man. Okay? And it's kind of saying, in one respect, these two cards falling with this Nemico. It's kind of the same message. The person hasn't been able to do anything to you that you did not agree to. You accepted whatever came about. Perhaps there is a danger that there will be someone else coming along in which you will find yourself in the same position. See, nobody hung the hangman up by him. He hung himself upside down. Okay? And Neptune can speak to illusion, self-deception, self-delusion, being clouded, not having clarity of thought, not being able to see things clearly. Okay? The imagery is trying to tell me something. It's a triangle and a square. The square has grids across it, like a fence, like a gate, like a shield. Not necessarily a shield, but a gate. There's a double triangle here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring that up. It's not coming. I'm going to leave that over there. Let's take a look at this devil. That card is known as the Spirit of the Mighty Waters. Oh, damn. Excessive attachment, suspicions, doubt, fear, jealousy even. Over gifts or presents not unselfish. Worry, fear, and anxiety. So this is attachments on top of attachments and fear on top of fear. But what is the gift? Let's look at the Seven of Swords. Because death needs no explanation. It's exactly what it says it is. The end. Stage left. Fade to black. Close curtain. Somebody getting caught with something. Now, remember I was saying sometimes this could be like people stalking, people digging into your email accounts or hacking into stuff. Somebody's getting caught. The militare card, relationship with law enforcement. Again, communication on top of communication. Now, if this is not somebody in trouble with the law, okay, then basically it just means that somebody got caught at something. And you getting that news and it's coming to you either through the email, okay, or some document that's arriving. Having to do with the Donna Maritata. This speaks to respect for a married woman or a mother with children, or simply someone who is in the capacity of someone who is a nurturer in some way, shape, or form. This is an odd reading. All of the readings have been like this. And it's starting to wear me down. It's very, very heavy energy. So after this one, I'm going to stop for the day. Let's take a look at this Ten of Swords. And I'm wondering if this has to do with the energy of the new moon right around Halloween. See, this Namiko comes with the Hangman. He comes with the Hangman. This is the future column, and he falls in the future position. So maybe that's why this Ten of Swords shows up. It's already like you've been through something already, but yet it repeats itself again. The opportunity presents itself. It shows up again. You see, the wish comes to an end. This is kind of like really saying, be careful what you wish for. Be a little bit more circumspect in your choices. See, that's what Jupiter represents. Jupiter be bringing you all kinds of opportunities. You know that old saying, not all that glitters is gold? Baby, it ain't. And maybe you need to diversify, and instead of getting all the gold, maybe you need to get you a little silver, a little platinum, a little copper. I don't know. Consolante sorpresa, a partial success. On top of this 10, the card of rock bottom, closure, giving up, feeling betrayed. Someone thinking back over that. it was it wasn't the success I thought it was. Now this card's been showing up. This speaks to happiness of the heart. Well, these are not three bad cards themselves, but falling on the Ten of Swords. But then, too, the other meaning of this card is, the darkest before the dawn. And maybe what the cards are trying to tell you is that if you focus your will and your intention, you're going to have a lot of things coming at you, something coming at you quite suddenly. If you focus on it, maintain that level of focus, stay committed to whatever the task at hand is, okay? You may have to turn down an offer, and you're going to feel perhaps like, wow, the power just went out. How weird is that? Maybe you're going to feel like you got stabbed in the back, or you're going to... Oh, wow, there's knocking. There's knocking. Yes, people, strange energies. There's knocking. My lights just went out and there's knocking. Okay, well, anyway, maybe what this means is that eventually you're going to come to realize that even though this wasn't exactly the way I thought it was going to be, it still will present itself. Again, look at, hey. Okay. Now she's growling, so something's around. To look back over that and think about where you can fit that in. Okay. I'm going to pull an angel answer card. Remember, I just said this is some strange energy, and I've been having some very strange things happening. The lights going off and the knocking just now. What are you growling at, honey? Huh? All right, we're going to pull an angel answer card and see what the message is. Twice I've gotten this now. This one also says a Scorpio got this. So maybe some of you are dealing with a Scorpio individual or themes of a scorpionic nature that rule the 8th house. Legacies, inheritances, insurance payout, child support, alimony, divorce, the card says ask your angels. And I don't think that's an accident that I just got this card. That's twice I've gotten it, particularly with what just happened. So until next time, I do hope this message helped you, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Until next time, namaste.